This is Michael Passmore. I'm the senior minister of Central Christian Church in downtown San Antonio. We're sitting in my study right now and we're preparing for the Thanksgiving holiday up and coming. We're very excited about Thanksgiving around Central Christian Church. I do love all of the various stories that come out about how Thanksgiving was founded, the Plymouth Rock community and all, but I will say that I'm glad that somebody made it more official than a random no date, a time in the fall to celebrate the harvest. But it was very early in our nation's history. Indeed, in November of 1789, our president, George Washington, declared that our country needed to have a day of proclamation and prayer to give thanks to God for the birthing of the nation, for the continuity and the blessings of God. I think he was onto something. He stopped short of making it an everyday or an annual proclamation, and so over the years some places would do it and then other places would not, and then the next year another group of places would try to do it, but not all people joined in the Thanksgiving celebrations. And so it wasn't until we were emerging out of a time of crisis as a nation that Abraham Lincoln, by presidential proclamation, declared that the last Thursday of November will be a day of thanksgiving and praise. It took, in spite of President Lincoln's declaration as the President of the United States, another 7 years before the Congress of the United States got together to make it official. The fourth Thursday in November will be a day of thanksgiving and praise. It was our President Ulysses S. Grant, often underrated after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, that signed into law the declaration of a national holiday of giving thanks. I like to mention that you would think that would have lasted forever from then on, but it didn't. Coming out of the Great Depression, some retail merchants were able to get into the ear of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and he moved the date of Thanksgiving back to the 23rd, the third Thursday of November. People rioted, people complained, even the Congress protested, and they brought in the Supreme Court to argue with FDR. He was simply doing it to open up a longer holiday shopping season. Sounds about right for people today. We start before Halloween anyway. But Congress prevailed and the courts prevailed, and ultimately, after the Congress voted in 1941, FDR himself signed the Thanksgiving Proclamation again to make it the fourth Thursday in November. It can be as early as the 22nd of November, as late as the 28th. But the most important thing is not just that we set aside a holiday for food and turkey and pies and family get-togethers, but that we ought to set aside a place in our hearts, perhaps every day. Take a stock of the blessings we've received and give thanks and praise to God for the gift of life itself and the relative abundance we have in inflationary years and in non-inflationary years. No matter who sits in the White House, that we can give thanks to God as a nation for the blessings of life. Thank you for letting me share with you today.